Hello there. Globalization is one of those subjects I enjoy talking about because it affects so many places other than just in the United States where we live. Globalization in the SIMSIII program is accomplished in such a way that it allows the complete flexibility of the central station to not only modify the base language the SIMSIII runs under, but also the individual language that the customer reports are on. First, we can change the language of the program itself by just going into the Edit SIMSIII Settings, Miscellaneous. Here's where we may choose the different languages or twists of the languages. If English is chosen, then you're going to get the standard United States postal codes, zip codes, and so forth like that. But if you choose the Australian version of the language, it will modify some of the necessary screens to then show postal codes instead of zip codes. French is another language that may be selected. Some of these are currently under development, but Spanish is complete, Portuguese is complete, English and Australia are already complete. The others are under current development. In addition to that, some of the central stations around the world, even though they were in a different language, were locked into the yes characters. That meant the databases had Y's written into them instead of what might have been a character in Dutch of J or an S for Spanish. You have that ability to override this here, as well as the days of the week. Also on this particular screen, you can disable the tooltips, which I've turned off for our own demonstrations here. Now, once you decide the base language of the central station, then you can save it, and we can go to the global options. In the global options, the only thing we really have to be concerned about is the date format. Again, this must be a situation where we can control the date format, because there are several central stations in the South America that, even though their local date format might be day, month, in the SIMSIII or in their existing systems, the databases are constructed with the North American date format. Here's also where you can set the daylight savings time for the particular central station position, as well as the time zone. Setting the time zone in the central station and the base accounts along with the daylight savings time will allow you to create offsets for local times for reports and so forth like that. We'll save this global option now, and it will make one final stop for globalization inside the accounts themselves. By going to the accounts themselves, we can select and override for the type of language that you want the reports to go out in. So even though I've selected English for the base language of the program, I can come in here and set French for the report type language. By doing this, then whenever we send a report out to this particular customer, it will appear in French. In this case here, I've just done a print full file, and you can see it's in French. Now, the base central station language will control the days of the week and so forth like that, because that's not on an individual type account basis. But you can see that all of the rest of the reports are all in French. We can do French. The Dutch is already available. We can choose it and take a quick look at it. And so forth like that. Here again, you can see that we can change the language on it. All right, and going forward, this is how we can accomplish the globalization. The complete flexibility to move from language to language. From the subscriber standpoint, even though the central station may be in a completely different language, and the roles could be reversed where the program was running in Spanish, but the account reports came out in English. Thanks for listening regarding the SIMSIII globalization.